Hello. Welcome. Welcome. It just occurred to me that I'm probably going to need music throughout this whole stream. So I'm going to pull up the lo-fi beats. Let's go. What happened to lo-fi beats to sleep to? What happened to those ones? That used to be a thing. Oh hey, what up guys? There's lo-fi beats to study to, but there used to be lo-fi beats to sleep to, and I always like, oh, here it is. Excellent. Okay. So, I grabbed my favorite soda for the stream, and that is Sprecher Fire Brewed Cherry Cola. I crack open a cold one here with the boys. Yeah. Got it. Delicious. But we're not here to rank soda. Although maybe we should do that one day. Today we're here to rank video games. Why is there two chats? I must fix this. There. One chat. Rule them all. So we're gonna rank all of the... Hold on, I should probably have the list up so that I can see it. I think there's 40 games, which is more than last year, but not as much as the year before. You're making homemade garlic bread. Oh, I love garlic bread. Can I have some? Can I have some garlic bread? I want garlic bread. Pretty please. Me garlic bread. Yeah, 40 games. I think last year we had like 30-ish, and the first year we had 80. I went ham in 2021, baby. And then I got a job. If I could, I would have given you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Your house smells awesome. Like garlic, I bet. Delicious. Okay, I mean... I guess let's go. Let's get started. Here's my tier list. S, A, B, C, D, F. I like having an even number, so that way I can't just throw one in the middle. I have to pick a generally positive or negative tier. And I like to have F. Because some people don't have F in their tier list. And I think that's weird, because you can't not have F. Where are you going to put the worst of the worst? D? That's not the worst of the worst. That's just really bad. Also, there's no E, because E is not in the grading scale. And I recognize that S isn't either. But I don't care. Alright, here we go. Freshly baked bread is one of my favorite things to eat. I don't even need to put something inside it. The taste of warm bread is true. That's a based opinion. That is an S tier opinion. The first game we played... Why can't I move it? Can I move it, please? Move it. There we go. The first game we played this year was Scorn. Just gonna put in the middle here. This is... Scorn is a game... It is a horror... It's a first-person horror game that's inspired by the art of... H.R. Giger? Is that... H.R. Giger. Yeah, that's it. H.R. Giger. It was a very, very highly anticipated game. And it ended up disappointing a lot of people. For some reason, I thought it was fun. I liked it. I don't know, maybe I just didn't have... The hype wasn't as built up for me as it was for a lot of people. But I don't know, this game met my expectations plenty. I thought it was good. I thought the puzzles were really good. The atmosphere and the art was gorgeous, and it was so good. The only problem, and this is a big problem, is that the combat was garbage. The combat was so frustrating. and not fun at all. If the game did not have combat, I would be, you know, I would have definitely at least an A, maybe even S. But I think because of how terrible the combat is and how that really soured an otherwise really great game, in my opinion, the only part of the combat that didn't suck was that boss battle. There was like a boss battle towards the end that was really cool, and I liked that part. But most of the time, the combat was not fun. I'm going to put it at B. I think B is fair. Okay? Very, very good overall, but it's kind of soured by the terrible combat. That's my take. Okay. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about Hooked on You. This is the Dead by Daylight dating sim visual novel game that features Dead by Daylight characters that you can date. And I'm a big fan of Dead by Daylight. It's my most played Steam game and probably my second most played game ever behind Minecraft. I don't know how many hours I have in Minecraft, but I'm sure I've played Minecraft for way more. This was an interesting experience. I got my heart broken by Spirit. Okay, me and Spirit, we had a lovely time together. We even had sex on the beach. And I thought we were in love. But then she had to go and break my heart. So the experience was, you know, that definitely tainted it a little bit. The crushing disappointment of being rejected by Spirit. But generally it was pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of visual novels. It's not my genre. But I enjoyed it for what it was, which was a quirky little game about dating murderers. You know, not a bad time. I don't know where to put it though. I guess B. Put it with scorn in B tier. I can't give it A tier, right? Not after Spirit broke my heart. I can't do that. Okay. This will be an interesting one. Layers of Fear. This is the original Layers of Fear, the 2016 one, not the one that came out last year or the year before or whatever. That's like a remake, but also a collection of all. I don't know what that one is. We'll play that at some point. This is the Jeez, I'm still coughing a bit. This is the original 2016 version. When I first played this game, me playing this on stream was not the first time I played it. I would have easily S tier, I would have thought. I considered it to be my favorite horror game ever. I absolutely loved it. And I still like it a lot. I still defend this game. I think Layers of Fear gets a lot of crap. A lot of people don't like how, it's boring because there's no real threat. You're just like walking through a haunted house and things go boo and you're supposed to be scared. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand that on like the second or third playthrough. But like the first time you play it, I don't know. I feel like people look back on this game like, oh, it wasn't actually that good because they replayed it and didn't have the same experience. It's like, yeah, it's definitely not the same the second or third time you play it, but the first experience is good. I think it's really well done. I don't know. I'm not gonna keep it in S tier, I don't think. But I can't put it any lower than A. I mean, come on. I think it's really good. I think Bloober Team has gone downhill a little bit, maybe. Blair Witch was absolute garbage. We'll talk about Observer right after this, actually. But I like that game. I played a bit of the medium, that was fine. I don't know, hopefully Silent Hill 2 Remake is good, we'll see. Anywho. Observer. Specifically Observer System Redux, which is the next-gen updated version that added more content and stuff. Observer is a lot like Layers of Fear in that you have these like surreal horror moments where you're kind of being taken towards or taken through these like disconnected plot points. You're like hearing dialogue, you know, it's like a show and you got to put the pieces of the story together. But Observer is not all that. The two main differences with Observer is that you only have that part when you are... So, okay, maybe I should explain the plot. So you are an observer. You're basically a cop, but you can plug into people's brain to experience their memories. And that's where the surreal Layers of Fear style horror stuff comes in. The rest of the game is mainly walking around this apartment building, interviewing people, talking to people through their little webcams, and it's like a cyberpunk world. Which I think was great. I really enjoyed all of the little interactions you have through the screens on people's doors and all the little bits of story you get there. I think that's like the highlight of this game, really. They also tried to add a little bit of gameplay to this game by having a monster that can actually kill you and, you know, give you game over. And I don't think that worked out very well. I think those parts are not as fun. But I don't know. I think it's better than Layers of Fear in some ways and worse in other ways. Overall, I think it's great. I'm gonna give it A tier. I think it deserves A tier. Okay. Next, we're gonna talk about a game. Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart. This was a game I was looking forward to for a really long time. I don't even remember when did the first Atomic Heart trailer come out? Can I look that up? Atomic Heart trailer. Atomic Heart YouTube channel. It's got to be. Announcement teaser trailer from 6 years ago. July 22nd, 2017. Okay. So, man, so we were like halfway through the Xbox One, PS4 generation still. And the game looked awesome. I was so interested in it. It looked too good to be true. Like, just graphically and, like, the vibe. I was like, I can't believe this game is real. This game is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it to come out. And it finally did come out early last year. And it was mostly really good. It is... I mean, the art is great, the vibe, all that's great. Story is pretty out there, but really cool. But I think there's just a couple baffling decisions that were made that kind of sour the experience a lot. Like, it takes a lot of inspiration from BioShock, clearly. Similar to BioShock, it has cameras that when they see you, will look at you for a bit, and then after they see you for a little bit, will sound an alarm, and enemies will come after you. It will spawn enemies to come after you. In BioShock, those cameras make a really loud ringing sound to let you know that you are in line of sight of one of them. In Atomic Heart, they do not. They are silent. And so sometimes you just don't realize the camera is there, and all of a sudden you're getting dogpiled by enemies, and that was really frustrating. And another thing is that when you kill an enemy, not is it all the time? In at least many areas of the game, when you destroy a robot, because the enemies are robots, these little tiny flying robots will come over and repair it. So whenever you kill an enemy, you're actually only killing it for a short amount of time before they get rebuilt. This made the game, oh my god, so annoying. I don't know why they did this. Just let me clear out an area and then let me explore it. For the love of God, why do you have to have these enemies constantly being rebuilt? If you want to spawn them again after I leave the area for a bit, then that's fine. But stop. Just let me chill out a bit. Like, my God. But the game does have a pair of hot, sexy robot twin girls. So why can't I move this? S tier. No, this one's tough actually. I'm leaning towards B, I think, here. Yeah. I might even move Hooked on You down to C. I don't know. Now, I'll leave this for now. And we'll see how I feel later. Okay, Resident Evil 4. S tier. Actually, this time I'm not joking. Resident Evil 4 is amazing. It is the best Resident Evil game in every way other than like atmospheric horror. It's not a scary game. But like honestly, Resident Evil, other than 7, isn't that scary in general. So whatever. I mean, Village has its scary moments for sure, especially Beneviento House. But I don't know. For the most part, Resident Evil is more about it's horror themed action or survival rather than like atmospheric horror, although they certainly have their moments. Anyway, Resident Evil 4 is amazing. It has Ada Wong, so it deserves to be an S tier just for that. I think I like the voice actor for Ada, the new voice actress for Ada. I think she's great. I love her. So fight me about that. I don't know what else is there to say. I don't know. I mean, I guess the enemies aren't as cool as like the Resident Evil Village enemies. That's like another thing maybe. But I mean, overall this game was just amazing. Just amazing game. The DLC was great too. I'm lumping in the DLC with this ranking here. It's the Separate Ways DLC. Awesome game. Love it. S tier. The Test. Okay. So The Test is a little indie horror game. It's, I think, an RPG Maker horror game where you're just answering questions. It's like a personality test quiz, but you're in a spooky room. I don't know. D tier. The Test Hypothesis Rising. So it's like The Test, but like worse. D tier. Yeah, so at least what The Test had going for it, it had a little bit of a spookier vibe than The Test 2. So that's the only reason I say that. I think The Test was a little bit better, but I don't know. They're not all that special, I think. Whatever. Okay, now we've reached the game. Why is it in D tier? I didn't put it there. That's not what I meant to do. The Last of Us. So this game, everyone knows The Last of Us. They made a show about it. And everyone loves the show. I haven't seen the show because I wanted to play the game first. And I did one stream of this game. I played it for 2 hours. And it started off so strong. That opening sequence, while it, isn't not a lot of gameplay. It's a story moment. Very powerful, very emotional, very strong opening to a game. And then it really grinds to a halt, and I didn't really enjoy it that much after that. Granted it's just the beginning of the game. I'm sure it picks up. I'm sure the story gets a lot more interesting later on. I'm sure, maybe even the gameplay gets a lot more interesting later on. I don't know. But I never came back to The Last of Us after that first session. It just didn't wow me. I don't know. I kind of left it going, really? This is the game that everyone freaked out about? Now, granted, I played this game 10 years after it originally came out on PS3. Maybe at the time it was far more revolutionary than it is now, that happens all the time, right? I could see someone playing Stanley Parable for the first time in the year of our Lord 2024 and being like, what's the big deal? There's a ton of games like this. And, there are now, because they all copied the Stanley Parable, Maybe it's the same thing with The Last of Us. Maybe The Last of Us was really good for its time, but now the industry has kind of caught up with it, and it's not as special anymore. I don't know. Again, only played it for 2 hours, so I'm basing it purely off of that, so... But I'm putting it in C. I know. You know what game is better than The Last of Us? Amanda the Adventurer. Oh man, this game was awesome. I loved this game. Amanda the Adventurer was originally a little game jam game where it was just a horror parody of Dora the Explorer, where you were watching these tapes of an old Dora the Explorer show called Amanda the Adventurer, and, how Dora asked, like, where's the store? Is it right behind me? And then you're like, yeah, Dora, it's right behind you. You had to, like, click, and then she would ask you questions, and you had to, like, type answers and stuff, and it was pretty cool. The full game takes that and builds a whole escape room puzzle game around it, and it was so cool. Such a cool game. The only negative to this game, I think, is that the puzzles were too easy. They're barely even puzzles. You watch a tape and you see the numbers 4, 6, 1, and then you go over to a 3-digit combination lock and you're like, I wonder what the code is. I wonder if it's 461, and then, oh, wow, it was 461. That's crazy. That is the complexity of the puzzles, the quote-unquote puzzles we're talking about. And then you'll find a note, like, after you solved that puzzle, that's like, hey, by the way, the combination for that lock is in this tape, and you're like, yeah, I know, I found it already. Did we really need a note to tell me this? Like, come on. That exact scenario doesn't happen, but there are very similar scenarios, okay? Other than that, though, excellent. I'm putting it A tier with Layers of Fear and Observer here. I need more space. Let me make Observer a little smaller. Observer's getting a little big for its britches. Okay, now, the best game of the year. Redfall. I mean, you guys know how much I love Dishonored. I've played it... I think I've played through Dishonored 3 times on this channel. Absolutely love this game. I love Dishonored, right? Developers, legendary. They also made Prey, which was really good, and now they have... And also Deathloop, which I have not played yet. And now they have Redfall, which, I mean, is an what the world is so lively. It was perfectly polished. There were no bugs that I saw anyway. Really interesting, like, fun bosses and story and stuff. And obviously, I don't know if you caught on, but I'm absolutely joking. This game sucks. This is the biggest disappointment of my life. I think. So the story here, right? Redfall was made by Arcane Studios. But Arcane Studios is actually two different studios. They are Arcane Lyon and Arcane Austin. Arcane Lyon made Dishonored and Deathloop. Arcane Austin made Prey and now Redfall. So this game wasn't actually made by the Dishonored developers, which makes it a little less disappointing. That being said, Prey was still a really good game. So it's still a little disappointing. Also, I just wanted this game to be good. I was excited for it. Not because anything I saw about the game looked amazing, but just because it was from Arcane Studios, and so I had faith. Okay? But no, this game is a soulless, buggy, boring mess. Absolute trash video game. The F'est of F. Jesus Christ. What did IGN give this game? IGN Redfall. I think they were even, like, too nice. What did they give it? They give it a 4. Oh no, that's about right. I thought they gave it higher than that. Yeah, one thing that was also really disappointing about Redfall is that after it came out, Phil Spencer, who's the head of Xbox, and Xbox owns Bethesda and therefore owns Arcane Studios, came out and was like, well, we did we have this internal review process where people will internally do reviews of our games, and we try to figure out what kind of review scores we can expect when the game releases. And we thought the game was going to get like 7s. And so we thought it was good enough. And there's two problems with that. First of all, how the fuck did you think Redfall was going to get 7s? Insane. And it's also insane that you thought that 7 was good enough. If you don't think your game is going to get... I'm not even going to say 10 out of 10. Listen, not every game is going to be seen as a, If you don't think your game is going to at least be like an 8 or 9, why are you releasing it? So that was really frustrating to hear. Garbage game. Garbage video game. Okay. Now for another bit of a disappointment, sort of. This is Very Little Nightmares. This is the Little Nightmares mobile game. As you might be able to tell, I'm a big fan of Little Nightmares. I love Little Nightmares 1, love Little Nightmares 2. Looking forward to Little Nightmares 3. Gotta be coming out this year, right? It's gotta be. But Very Little Nightmares was boring. I don't know. It's a mobile game with shitty mobile game controls. It's like a point and click adventure, I guess. I don't know. It was boring. Really boring. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's going in either C or D, I think. I'll throw it in C for now. I don't know if it deserves D. I don't know if it should be down there with The Test. That might be a bit harsh. Alright, now on a slightly lighter note. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is maybe the greatest game ever made. I thought Breath of the Wild was the greatest game ever made, and then they made Breath of the Wild, but even better. I played this game on stream the day it came out. I did not play the whole thing on stream. I only played the first like 11 hours or so. I played it like all day the day it came out. But rest assured I continued to play it long after that. And yeah, this game's amazing. It just fully embraced the philosophy of Breath of the Wild and just ran with it and added so much and had a way cooler story. Just fucking play this game, bro. Damn it, I thought I was past the coughing, but I'm still coughing. That sucks. It's been like a month. I've been sick for like a month. I'm not sick, I'm just coughing. Okay. Yeah, amazing game. If there was an S+ tier, this game would be in it. It's the best game ever made by humankind. Alright, now for Killer Frequency. Killer Frequency is a game, it's a first-person horror puzzle game about being a radio host who has to act as the 911 operator for the small town because there's a murderer on the loose and all of the police officers, or all of the police officers and 911 dispatchers are either dead or doing something else. And so it's your job to talk to people on the radio and help them survive. This game is awesome. It reminded me a lot of Amanda the Adventurer because of it being like a horror puzzle game, I guess. And I didn't like the story as much as Amanda the Adventurer. It's got a good story, don't get me wrong, but it's I don't know. It's very like 80s slasher kind of thing versus Amanda the Adventurer, which is very like modern analog sort of like creepypasta horror thing. I hesitate to call it mascot horror, but I guess it is. I guess it is a mascot horror game. The thing that I liked about Killer Frequency more though was that the puzzles were like sometimes quite challenging and like demanded a lot of you. Like wow. And that is, they can do that because in this game, failure doesn't mean a game over. It has consequences, but it doesn't automatically mean a game over. So they can make things really difficult without the game being too punishing, which I thought was really well done. Very, like, generally spooky as well. Like, I was actually quite scared playing this game multiple times. Yeah. I think it deserves A, absolutely. I think it's a great game. Okay. Now here's a game that I wish I got to play more of. Or, well, I say got to play more of. I could have played more of it, but I was too fucking scared to play more of it. This is Amnesia: The Bunker. After the very disappointing Amnesia Rebirth, this was a very welcome change. Amnesia Rebirth was this linear-ass, very story-focused, give me, fucking, I can't walk 5 feet without a flashback happening, and, that game. There's interesting things about Amnesia Rebirth. I don't hate Amnesia Rebirth, but this game is like, this is peak survival horror. It took survival horror and just took it to the extreme. You think you have limited resources in Resident Evil? Oh, that's fucking cute. Fucking try playing Amnesia: The Bunker, and you're gonna have 2 bullets, and you're probably gonna have to use both of them to shoot open a locked door, rather than use it on the enemy that's stalking you throughout this game. Yeah, I didn't play any more of this game because I was too scared. This is the scariest game I've played in a long time. I think it's, I don't know, the only reason, if I had played more of it If I had finished it, I have a feeling this would even... I would think of this as S tier. But, I mean, I don't know if I could quite put it at S tier just because I didn't really get the full experience. I only played a small portion of it, so I don't... That's kind of what happens, is that, like, the games that I play for a shorter amount of time tend to go in towards the middle of the list because I didn't really get the full experience. It didn't leave as much of the impression on me because I didn't play it for as long. But I have no problem putting it in A tier. Excellent game. Really, like, man. Awesome. Love this game. Great game. Maybe one day I'll return to it. We'll see. Oh. Okay, here's a game we all know and love. DVD. I rank this every year because it's an ongoing game, and so my thoughts on it could change over time. In this case, it hasn't. I don't know. I'm still S. Hey, Matthew, how's it going? S tier, you say? I mean, I was gonna say A. You think S tier though? S tier? I mean, I love Dead by Daylight. Like I said, it's my most played Steam game. Probably my second most played game ever. But I don't know. I don't know if I could put it S. Low S? Hold on. There's no high low on this tier list, okay? Every A tier is equal. DBD is just as good as Amnesia the Bunker and Killer Frequency and Amanda the Adventurer and Observer and Layers of Fear. Okay? Listen, I'm gonna keep it at A for now. Maybe I can be convinced. Okay, we'll see what other games we have falling into A and S. DBD is better than those games. But is it as good as Resident Evil 4 and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? I don't know. Okay, System Shock. This one is a hard one. So okay, so now we're getting to the games I played during the Steam Summer Sale stream I do annually. And so I only played this game for like maybe an hour at most, probably closer to like half an hour. I have a feeling I would really love this game if I played more of it. But I didn't play that much of it, so I can't like put it that high. I don't know. It's kind of a hard one to rank for me because I didn't really get much into it to give like a strong impression. I don't know. I kind of want to give it A, but I might just keep it. I keep it at B for now. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how things go. Maybe I'll change it later. I gotta say, I think this is gonna end up being a very top-heavy list. I think I played a lot less just like random games this past year, and I ended up playing a lot more games that I was actually just interested in playing, and a lot of those games end up being really good. And so I think there's, we're gonna have a lot less games in the bottom tiers. Okay, Ape Out. Ape Out I played during the summer game stream. I continued playing it after as well. Very fun game. You play as an ape. It's a top-down game with a really cool art style, and you just go ape shit and you kill dudes. It was pretty fun, and there's kind of like a puzzle element to it where, you're gonna die a lot, but then you're gonna like learn the placement of enemies and like figure out how to get through the rooms and stuff. Really cool game. Oh, I don't want to get A. This is hard. Ranking games is hard. It's hard. I'll put it on B for now. You might be... I'm definitely considering putting DBD in S. The more that I think, Ape Out should probably go in A, but then I'm like, next to DBD though? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, this is a game called The Missing. It was a spooky side scroller that was kind of like, I don't know. I thought I would like it because it sort of had a Little Nightmares Limbo Inside vibe, but was kind of lame, actually. I could throw that a D. I have no problem throwing that a D. Maybe it does, maybe it's a C. It was fucking D. It's D tier. I don't know. Who cares? I barely remember that game. Noita. Noita is an extremely cool game that I barely played. It is a side-scroller roguelike open world game where every pixel is simulated. And what I mean by that is that there's like really good destruction, like everything is destructible and can break down into like individual pixels and like and there's like chemical reactions, like things can light on fire, and it's a really technically impressive game, and there's a lot of cool kind of gameplay things that spawn from that. I didn't actually end up playing it that much though. Like, even after the Summer Game stream, I didn't really continue on with it. It's a really impressive game. I don't know, I just couldn't really get that into it. I'm gonna put this at B. I might have to spread out this B tier a little bit. I feel like I'm putting too many things at B. Also, only have one stream of Tears of the Kingdom. Well, yeah, but I have like 200 hours in it off stream. I didn't play Tears of the Kingdom all on stream because I wanted to play it all the time and not just on stream. And also, it's not really the content that I do. I tend to focus on horror games on this channel. So that's why I did not do a full playthrough of it on stream. Not because I like the game less. Legend of Bumbo. This is a game that it takes place in the what's like a game called Binding of Isaac universe, but it's like a turn-based RPG roguelike puzzle thing. I thought I would like this game a lot more than I did. It was fine. It got boring pretty quickly though. I'm gonna put it C. It's a C tier game. The Legend of Bumbo is just as good as The Last of Us. That's true. You think DBD is worthy of S tier? I know what you think. It's fun and infinite content. But you were complaining about the lights out mode last stream. Come on, it should be an A just for the lights out mode. Doesn't deserve S after that. No, does it? No. I pray for the gods. This is a clone of what's that game called? Shadow of the Colossus. Which, you know, sounds cool. You know, we could use more games like that. Fighting big monsters sounds pretty cool. Seems cool. But then it was really kind of janky and unpolished, and then also they made it a survival game for some reason. And that kind of made it lame. I did not enjoy this game nearly as much as I was hoping to. D. I feel like these D tier games are like, I think I need to shrink these down a little bit. They're too spread apart. They're getting too much attention, being all big and stuff. They need to be smaller. You think DBD ranks higher than RE4? I think that is wrong. I think that's wrong. Incorrect. What game did I just do? Pray for the gods. Okay, next is Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger is a really interesting game. It's a turn-based RPG, but it's not your typical turn-based RPG. It's a really brutal turn-based RPG that's sort of like a puzzle. Like it's less about leveling up your character and defeating enemies. It's less about the combat and more just about figuring out how to survive. It's a pretty neat game. Again, I didn't really play it after stream though. I don't know. I guess it's just because I'm not really a turn-based combat guy. I don't really like RPGs for the most part, so that probably has a lot to do with it. I'm gonna put it in B, I think. Man, I don't know. Putting Atomic Heart next to Noita and Fear of Hunger, like these games I barely played. I don't know, is that fair? Am I being too mean to Atomic Heart? I'm not sure. Scorn, Hooked on You, System Shock. Alright, I'm fine with this. That's why you need Tears of Tears. No! No. I refuse. Needy Streamer Overdose. I don't even remember. I don't know. This game was fine. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. It's kind of cute game. B tier. Everything's in B tier. Everything's B tier. Woo! Let's go. Because a high A game is so different from low A games. Right, so like a high A game, like Layers of Fear, is different from a low A game like Dead by Daylight. Okay. I guess you're right. I didn't think of it like that. Also wrong. Deceive Inc. I played this game, I think, on Matthew's request. You recommended it. And it's a really interesting concept for a game. It was, kind of cool game. I was really bad at it. And I never played it afterwards. Didn't really enjoy it all that much, but it's interesting. I think it's an interesting concept. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to play with like a full lobby of friends. Like I don't even know how many people you need to play, but like you got a big group together and played it with friends, I think then it would be really cool, but I didn't. It's not the game. It's not a game I'm going to solo queue or anything. Like, yeah. High A is something that you would enjoy and play again, even if not streaming, while Low A would be a game that you thoroughly enjoyed but wouldn't play much more of. Well, I mean, I wouldn't play much more of Layers of Fear, but that's just because I finished it. And not because, because it's like a story game. I mean, I've actually played Layers of Fear several times, so maybe that's not a good argument. It's a Low A game. No! I'm putting Deceive Inc. in C. They're really enjoyable and play much more of. But what do you want? I've already played it like 5 times probably. DBD's well, they keep adding more content to DBD. DBD is meant to be an ongoing game. Layers of Fear is not. That doesn't make it worse. Okay, I have no idea how to rank Elden Ring. How many hours do I have in Elden Ring? Let me check. Let me check how many hours I have in Elden Ring. Because I did continue playing it after I played it on the Summer Game stream. But like, I have 10 hours in Elden Ring. Cool. I mean, maybe if I had played more of it and finished it, I would think it was S tier. But I don't think I could give it S tier. I don't know. I think I need to return to it. I don't think I gave it a fair enough shot. I don't think it's bad. I do think it's good. It didn't leave the same impression on me that it did for many people. Just because I didn't play it that much. Probably the same with The Last of Us, Whatever, it happens. That happens when you put a game on a tier list that you only played a small percentage of. It's fine. I think it deserves A, though. I mean, like I'd be crazy for putting it any lower than A. High A even. Certainly above Dead by Daylight. This stinker of a game right here. Dead by Daylight. More like Dead Game by Daylight. Ruin. Hold on, let's finish. let's arrange these icons in a way that is more pleasing to my eye. Dead by Daylight. No, I will not do it. I will not cave. Not yet. Not yet. You go there. Killer frequency. You can shrink down a bit, please. Elden Ring. Slide in over here. Dead by Daylight. You hang out here. Alright. What's next? Elden Ring. Right, Ruin. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin DLC. It's free DLC, though. Huge. Okay, Security Breach, right? I think I gave Security Breach D tier. When it came out. Really, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna go too far into my thoughts on Security Breach. It's a mess. It's a D tier mess. And I love it with all my heart. Ruin is a free DLC that was a lot better. It was it had an interesting concept with the mask, you switching between the like AR VR world and the real world. Had some new enemies that were cool. It wasn't nearly as buggy, at least not in a way that was in your face. I mean, I'm sure you could exploit plenty of bugs in Ruin, but it wasn't as like obviously buggy. The story was more coherent. It was just an overall better crafted experience than the mess that was Security Breach. It still wasn't amazing. It wasn't like all that fun to play. It was mainly just kind of walking through stuff, which is cool. I don't have a problem with that. I put Layers of Fear at A tier. I clearly don't have a problem just walking around and looking at stuff, okay? Like I said. B tier? A tier. B tier? C tier. B tier. I like B tier. B tier. Okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This game is basically like DBD, but way better, S tier. No, I'm kidding. So it is a lot like DBD though. It is an asymmetrical multiplayer horror game focused on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre IP, obviously. And I played this game for one stream. I tried it out when it came out because it was on Game Pass, and I had Game Pass at the time. And I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was really fun. And I even played more of it after that stream. I played it like the next day for a while, and then I, stopped playing it, and haven't played it since. And apparently everyone hates it now, and it's like dying because they're like not doing anything with it other than releasing skins that no one likes. So that's the state of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just kind of gets boring after a little while, and there isn't enough to keep you invested. The grind sucks. The progression it is not satisfying. I don't feel like I want to invest time into like leveling up my characters or whatever. Tears of Tears will solve a lot of dilemma. We're not doing Tears of Tears. What do you want, like a grid? You want like S tier, or you want like the tiers on the Y axis and tiers on the X axis? Like, this is, I think I'm gonna put this in AC tier. No. No, Ruin is just as good as Hooked on You, okay? Just the games that are farther to the left than tier are better. No, that takes too much effort, because I'm not using Tier Maker. I'm doing this in Photoshop. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, B tier. I mean, when I played it, it was fun. I did have fun with it, even though the game's kind of gone to shit since then. Like, I had fun with it. I don't know. But, like, no, I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to put it in C tier. It's C tier. It's a C tier game. C tier. It's going to be really small. It's going to be right next to... The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is on the same level as The Last of Us. They are exactly equally as good games. Okay? FNAF the Movie the Game. Also known as Freddy in Space 3? Was it? This is a free game that Scott released before the movie came out. That was supposed to be a game about the movie, but then, haha, just kidding, it's actually Freddy in Space 3. It's actually a platformer, Metroidvania style meme game. And it was a fun meme game. I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. Dare I even say A tier? Better than DBD? Maybe? I mean, the game was... I'm gonna put this in B tier, aren't I? It was really easy, which I didn't mind, because the real payoff of this game wasn't the game itself, it was the secret teaser video for the movie that you unlocked when you beat it. Which was neat, I guess. But, like, I think for the most part I don't know, the pacing wasn't bad, though, because, like, towards the end they really mixed it up and, like, had some different kind of stuff in there. But I don't know if I could put it at A, though. It did have Not Safe for Work Island, which was a treat. B tier. Love Is All Around. The scariest horror game I've ever played. Forces you to talk to women. S tier. Love this game. Best game ever made. No, I actually... Okay, so I actually do really like it. It's not S tier, but I do really like it. I don't know, the live action, like, full motion video dating games, they're just a good time. I don't know. I like them. I always have a fun time with them. And this one features hot Asian girls, which is even better, dare I say. Apparently there's DLC. I didn't even finish the game either. I didn't even beat it. So I gotta beat it. And then there's DLC for it that adds more hot Asian girls. A tier? A tier. I'm putting it A tier. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. I am invincible. Unstoppable. My Friendly Neighborhood is a survival horror mascot game about Muppets. And it was fun. I liked it. The only thing I didn't like about it was kind of... I think it took a little bit too much inspiration from, like, early classic survival horror games. Because it does that thing where it has a limited save system, which I think is stupid. I don't know. When you have to use a resource to save, I don't get it. I'm fine with having, like, specific rooms or specific points where you can save at, but only being able to save a limited number of times, I don't get it. I think it's dumb. I'm just not with it. I'm just not with it. But the rest of the game was great. Pretty fun game. Is it A tier? Yes. Yes, it is. Where, here it is. Aperture Hand Lab. I didn't actually play this game on stream, I just realized. I played this game in a video. I played this game in my VR video. Disqualified for not being a game I played on stream. FNAF VR Help Wanted, on the other hand. This is Help Wanted 1. Not 2. We'll get to 2 after this. Was by many considered to be the best FNAF game when it came out. Because I think the minigame collection really works for FNAF. It's just, you know, like in FNAF, it's already a game where you're like sitting in one place and like hitting buttons and trying to survive against things that are coming at you and trying not to let you into the room. Which is perfect for a VR game, because in VR, you tend not to move all that much, because how big of a room you got to play in? Not a very big room, probably. I don't know, I think Help Wanted 1's really good. I think that the recreations of FNAF 1, 2, and 3 that they have in Help Wanted 1 is probably the weakest part of the game. Not that they're not decently fun, especially the FNAF 1. Kind of like, just being able to experience the FNAF 1 experience in VR is really cool. But the gameplay, I would say, suffers compared to the originals. They make some sacrifices that just kind of make them less fun, especially in 2 and 3. 1 is mostly the same. Like the withered animatronics aren't even in the FNAF 2. Just yeeted those out of the game, and yeah, whatever. But the rest of it, like the vent repair, the parts and service stuff, just a lot of really cool fun games. We got Glitch Trap. Glitch Trap's pretty cool. I'm gonna put it A. I didn't finish this on stream, because I had watched people play it before, so I didn't really feel the need to play through all of it. Because like I said, not all the mini games are bangers, but a lot of them are. Overall, pretty good. FNAF VR 2, on the other hand. FNAF VR 2, on the other hand. Hold on, I'm struggling with Photoshop. S tier. S tier video game. Peak FNAF. Best Five Nights at Freddy's game to exist. Absolutely loved this game. It is incredible that Steel Wool can make both this game, which is the best FNAF game, and also make Security Breach, which is the worst. S tier. Best VR game. Best FNAF game. Love it. Loved every second of it. Better than Dead by Daylight. Add Springtrap to Dead by Daylight already, you cowards. Okay, Lethal Company. I think this game's awesome. I have like 6 hours in it, because it's really only fun to play with friends, I think. Okay. I would probably play this game by myself if it had some sort of progression. There's just no grind, and I don't know, it feels weird to like complain about this, but like I want something to work towards. Like more than just a high score. Like yeah, I could solo try to go for a high quota, I guess. But I don't know, I want some sense of progression. I want to like unlock things or something. Give me a battle pass. Fuck it. Give me a fucking battle pass to work my way through or something. Just something. I don't know. I mean, I think this game has a lot of potential. I think it's really fun already. I hope that they continue to update it with, you know, more environments, more monsters. I think the more they add to it, the more fun it'll be. I don't know. Good game. I'm not gonna, you know, I realize I just kind of, I mean, it's A tier. It is on the same level as Dead by Daylight. Absolutely. Oh, I'm just moving the tier list now. Jeez. Okay, so this is a game that I was hoping to finish by this stream, but I did not. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's an A tier. Nier Replicant. So I gave Nier Automata a C when I first played it. It was really close, though, between B and C. I ended up giving Nier Automata a C, though. Mainly because of how punishing the game is. Like, the safe spots were really far apart. There's, like, a bunch of insta-kill stuff. It's like, oh, I'm walking across this bridge that has insta-kill crushing machines while I'm trying to avoid the insta-kill explosive enemies. And if I die, I go back 20 minutes to the last checkpoint. Oh, and also, by the way, you lost all of your upgrades because you died. Jesus Christ. It's so frustrating. Other than that, it was a great game, though. Great story. Good combat and stuff. Pretty cool game. Hot androids, as Matthew said. Yeah, yeah. For sure. That's a highlight, definitely. I only did one. Yeah, I did one stream of this so far. I think I played it for like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. I'm not sure. It's like okay so far. I don't know. So far, I just feel like I'm following instructions. It's like, hey, go here, and then like kill these enemies, and I'm like, okay. And then it's like, hey, go to the other side of the map and talk to this person. It's like, okay, now go back to where those enemies were and talk to this other person. It's like, I'm just like, it's so much of the time. Like, they're really padding out the runtime by just making me run from corner to corner of the world. It's kind of annoying. I like the combat's good, and it has Hot Girl in it. I don't play as Hot Girl this time, unfortunately. In Nier Automata, at least I was looking at Hot Girl the whole time. In Nier Replicant, you're only looking at Hot Girl some of the time. That's unfortunate, but, Although I think I'm not sure, but I think Nier Replicant does the same thing that Nier Automata does, where you end up switching to a different character at some point and has multiple endings. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put, C. I don't know. Honestly, if I was re-ranking Nier Automata, I would probably put it at B. Because I think I didn't give the story enough credit when I first played it. The story is so good in Nier Automata, and I think I didn't fully appreciate that when I first played it. So I think Nier Automata deserves B, but I think Nier Replicant deserves C. So far, I don't think I'm going to enjoy Replicant as much as Automata, for multiple reasons, but. Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's just, I don't know. Whatever. Iron Lung. The movie directed by Markiplier, of course. No, this is the game that movie will be based off of. I mean, it's great. It's a really, short game. But it's really, like, effective and really cool and really unique and just really, really solid, like, half hour experience, something like that. 45 minutes, maybe. The only thing that kind of soured it for me is that I had a lot of it spoiled for me. I avoided watching other Let's Plays of it, but just seeing YouTube thumbnails of the game, I got, like, all of the surprises spoiled for me, pretty much. I knew about the eyeball picture. I knew about the ending. So I wasn't as surprised by those things as I might have been had I not known about those things. But it's still a great game. I don't want to, like, I don't know. I wonder that maybe if I hadn't had those experiences with it, or if I hadn't had those things spoiled for me, if I might have considered it like S tier. But as it stands, like, I don't know, it's A tier. It still probably wouldn't be worthy of S tier in my mind. It's great. It's a great game. It's A tier. Anyway. A lot of A tier. A lot of A tier and B tier. Teleforum. This was the second game I played on my most recent 3 Random Horror Games stream after Iron Lung. And I didn't know anything about it. Other than that it was a short horror game. And it really pleasantly surprised me. It's like a kind of a point and click adventure, but in this like VHS, like found footage style, with a really, really cool, really confusing, but really like mysterious and intriguing story. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to playing their next game when it comes out. I don't think it's out. I don't think it's out. But when it comes out, I'm definitely interested in playing it, because this was impressive. I liked it. If you don't know anything about this game, might I recommend playing it with no knowledge of it other than what I just said? A tier. Man, A tier's crowded, huh? Might have to knock Dead by Daylight down to B. Buckshot Roulette. Genuinely considering Buckshot Roulette for S tier. What a cool game. What a cool game. Love this game. It was like a cross between the 21 game mode from Resident Evil 7, which I loved, and also had like Inscription vibes, which I also love. Fucking love this. It's such a cool game. Unfortunately, you know, I beat it, and now it's like, now what? Yeah, I could go for a higher score in the endless mode, but like, and I might return to it if I, maybe I feel like going for a round of Buckshot Roulette once in a while, but yeah, I don't know. I want more. I want more. Give me more. Give me more. I should check out the developers' other games. I know they have other games. I should check those out. Interesting lore too, just like you're in like a nightclub for some reason. I don't know what's fuck is going on in this game, but it's really cool. Really cool game. I'm putting it S tier. Fuck it. Fuck you. I don't know who I'm saying fuck you to. Oh hey, it's Catnap. Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. This was the last thing I played, right? Other than Dead by Daylight, which I did a stream of after this. Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. So I've always been a defender of Poppy Playtime. I believe I gave Chapter 1 A tier when I played it. I thought it was, sure, it was a little buggy, but it was like really, it was fun. I don't know, the perception of Poppy Playtime was very much like, oh look, it's another mascot horror game that's just capitalizing on the mascot horror trend, cash grab, blah blah blah. And they did NFTs, and it was like, oh fucking NFTs. What is stupid? I mean, but I didn't really care, because I was like, well, the game's really good. The game was fun, so I'm still gonna play the game because I think the game is fun. And then Chapter 2 came out, and it was better. There was more to it. It was a lot longer. It had some fun parts. It was pretty janky though, too. I think I gave that one a B tier. Even though I just said it's better, but it's whatever. It's different, okay? Shut up. And then they took a year and a half to make Chapter 3. And like, what the fuck happened? Chapter 3 is next level. It was so good. It was a banger. I don't know. It really just like how I just like how do you can't, like, it's not, you can't deny it anymore, okay? Poppy Playtime is for realsies. This ain't you can't say it's a cash grab no more. Chapter 3 was fucking dope. It was so well made, I feel. And it was scary too. Because, like, that's one thing is, like, I don't know. I feel like some of the other mascot horror developers saw how much FNAF fans complain about how, like, kid-friendly FNAF has gotten. And they were like, bet. We're gonna fucking bet. We're gonna make it this scary as fuck, and there's gonna be gore and shit. This ain't your dad's Poppy Playtime, okay? This is real shit. Yeah, so that's cool. And like, I guess Bendy and the Ink Machine, they're doing a new game that's supposed to be like even darker and scarier too, which is cool. Okay, I'm down. Please make your horror games scary. I'm here for it. A lot of cool stuff in this chapter. A lot of cool moments. There were some parts that were janky. I've seen a lot of people hate on the ending sequence. Thought it was fine. I thought it was really hard. But like, I didn't think it was bad at all. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good. Thought it was good. There are actually a couple things about the last sequence that I didn't realize when I was playing it. Maybe I shouldn't go too much into what the ending of it is, because that would give too many spoilers for people who haven't experienced it. Yeah, I guess there's no point in getting into it now. A tier. I don't think it's quite deserving of S. I think there's still enough. There was like one chase sequence in particular that I just really didn't like. That like brought me back to flashbacks of like chapter 2's jank, and I was like, okay, this isn't as good. But like the rest of the chapter is really good. The dog chase. The dog chase was something. It was something else. Oh, and the school part was so good. Probably like the best. So there's a Weeping Angel enemy in chapter 3 that's like a school teacher. Probably the best Weeping Angel enemy in like any game I've played for a long time. It was such a good sequence. Chapter 3 was so good. I actually, like, it really brought Poppy Playtime to, like, the next level. It doesn't feel like just another mascot horror game, janky-ass game. It feels like it's real shit now. Let's go. Anyway, that's all the games. It's only been an hour and 20 minutes. I have a feeling we're going to be moving some stuff around, though. I kind of did rush through this. And I want to like take some time to see like what I might want to move around. So let's look at our S tier here. We got Resident Evil 4. Up 1 and 2. I'll put like here, hold on. Whoops. Wah. I think I just make this all bigger. To the kingdom. Help wanted 2. Buckshot roulette. Okay. That's what we've got in S tier. Then in A tier, Layers of Fear, Amanda the Adventurer, Observer, Killer Frequency, Amnesia the Bunker, Dead by Daylight, Elden Ring, Love is All Around, My Friendly Neighborhood, Help Wanted 1, Iron Lung, Lethal Company, Teleforum, Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. B tier, Scorn, System Shock, Noita, Fear and Hunger, Ruin, FNAF Security Breach Ruin DLC, Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. Atomic Heart. Ape Out. Needy Streamer Overdose. FNAF the Movie the Game. C Tier. The Last of Us. Very Little Nightmares. The Legend of Bumbo. Deceive Inc. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Near Replicant. D Tier. The Test 2. The Missing. Pray for the Gods. F Tier. Redfall. DVD S Tier. Ugh. DBDS tier. Maybe. Better than Love Is All Around, though? Are you sure Dead by Daylight is better than Love Is All Around? Are you sure? I don't know about that. Switch RE4. You want me to put RE4 in A? You don't think RE4 is S tier? Come on. Come on. It's got Ada Wong. Come on. Hi. Anybody else says Ada Wong? That's true. You know what? You make a good point. How do I fit Catnap in here? Your body is going to be deleted, Catnap. There you go. You are just head now. I'm going to stretch your face out. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. If only Hooked on You had Ada Wong, you know, then maybe it'd be S tier as well. I like the way D tier looks. I don't mean the games in it, I just mean the way that these are arranged. Redfall. Okay. The only one that I'm considering is bringing Needy Streamer Overdose or Overload or whatever the hell it's actually called down to C. I don't really remember it that well, to be honest. I don't remember how much I liked it, really. I don't know. Is it B worthy or is it C worthy? Poppy Playtime's also low S. No, I can't give it. It's still no. 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 I can't do that. I can't give not low S. If I could go back and rank the previous chapters, well, I'd probably keep the first. I would keep 2 in B, but I'd also put 1 in B, probably. And 3 in A. I'll keep Needy Streamer Overload in B, I think. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy with this. As usual, there's some games where I'm like, oh, if I played more of it, maybe I'd, feel differently. Like maybe Elden Ring or Amnesia the Bunker would be S tier if I actually finished them. Maybe even The Last of Us. Maybe if I finished The Last of Us, I'd be like, you know what? Everyone's right. It's S tier. That could certainly happen. Same with System Shock. Yeah, but for now, this is my ranking, I think. I think I'm happy with this. Alright, so, S tier. Resident Evil 4. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Buckshot Roulette. And Dead by Daylight. A. Layers of Fear. Amanda the Adventurer. Observer. Killer Frequency. Amnesia the Bunker. Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. Elden Ring. Love is All Around. My Friendly Neighborhood. FNAF Help Wanted. Iron Lung. Lethal Company. Teleforum. B. Scorn. Hooked on You. Atomic Heart. System Shock. Ape Out. Noita. Fear and Hunger. Needy Streamer Overload Dose. Whatever the fuck. Ruin. And FNAF the movie, the game. C. The Last of Us. The Legend of Bumbo. Very Little Nightmares. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Nier Replicant. And Deceive Inc. D. The Test. The Missing. Wait for the Gods. The Test. Hypothesis Rising. And an F. Redfall. The biggest disappointment of the year. But hey, the Dishonored developers are making a Blade game based on Marvel's Blade. So that's going to be good, right? I sure hope so. I still need to play Deathloop. Deathloop is supposedly very good. It's very similar to Dishonored. It sounds... I need to fucking... I gotta play Deathloop. I will. We'll play Deathloop. Eventually. Should I play more Nier Replicant? Because every time I'm like, oh, I should stream more Nier Replicant, I'm like, I don't really feel like it. I don't really feel like playing it. I've kind of been stuck with that one. Because what I want to do is I want to play Alan Wake. I want to play all the Alan Wake games after Nier Replicant. But I just don't know if I want to finish Nier Replicant first. Or not. So I don't know. Alright, but those are our rankings. This has been every game I've played on stream tier list. 2024 edition. This is 40 games. Ranked by objectively how good they are. A completely unbiased opinion. Objective fact. No bias here. Nope. None at all. Okay, goodbye.